Hi, this is Pastor So-and-so. It's come to my attention that a number of the people in the congregation expressed some frustration that they're having a hard time finding fellowship. Now, number one, remember what I preached last week about murmuring and complaining in the sons of Korah. You don't want to be in that group that's rebelling against your pastor. I've seen God cut people off left and right who have decided to take it upon themselves to give God advice, about how things things should be done, and they're not getting a lick of work done around here. So, anyway, let's say you are finding problems, finding fellowship. Well, have you plugged in? There's plenty of work to get done around here. And that's one of the best ways to meet people is by getting yourself into some kind of work group, whether it's the children's ministry or the parking lot, or there's a cleaning team that cleans my house and cleans bathrooms. So there's a number of things for you to plug into. Don't complain about not having fellowship if you ain't plugging in and getting some work done around here. Now, some of you have said that even though you're plugged in and you've been working, nobody has time to, nobody wants to talk about the Bible. And I'll just give you some advice about that. People want to know how much you care, not how much you know. And, really, you need to earn the right to be talking about the Bible. People don't want to hear it if your fruit ain't showing in your work. If you ain't getting a lick of work done around here, you ain't gonna find anybody who wants to talk about the Bible with you. Besides, they ain't got time. There is too much to be done. So remember Francis of Assisi and Brother Lawrence, I think, was another one who learned to enjoy God by just being quiet. That's probably your best bet, is to get plugged in. And if you are plugged in, you can't just go talking around the Bible before you proved that you care. And that's based on how much work you're getting done around here. Now, as people start to see, this is someone who really cares, and you've earned the right to talk about the Bible, maybe after a couple of years of that, then perhaps you can have a couple conversations. Now, remember, you want to keep it light. You don't want to get too into all the controversial stuff about works versus grace, or the deity of Christ. All these things, all they do is stir up division and arguing. If you want to talk about the Bible, really, one of the best things you can do is talk about a VeggieTales episode. If you've seen some VeggieTales episodes and you want to talk about those, that's a good way to show people that you care and that you have some knowledge about the Bible without getting all controversial and stirring up division in my church. Now, let's say you go to a Bible study and you've been in one of them Bible study groups for a while, and you find out that, you're saying it's kind of hard to get people talk. Well, now those are not for you to talk about your Bible knowledge. That is for you to show that you care. And the way you show that you care is to make sure that you're smiling the whole time and nodding in agreement no matter what anybody says. You nod in agreement and smile. And then when it's time to eat something, you can have some conversation, but like I said, keep it light. And chances are you think you want to talk about the Bible, but before you know it, you're going to be talking about Pastor so-and-so stirring up division in my church. Get yourself in rebellion. So it's safe to be quiet and humble. You need to be quiet and humble. Then people will know that you're really walking in love, and they'll trust you so that you can talk about a VeggieTales episode or something important like that, and they can, understand that you do know some Bible. But you got to understand that Pastor so-and-so has been to colleges and schools to talk about. I talk about the Bible because I know the Bible. Whereas you probably just read it or something, and that's not going to help anybody. You got to get into the Greek and the Hebrew and the history. So